Welcome to Should You Buy It, where we help you decide whether or not a game's worth your time and money. I didn't think I'd give this game a chance, but I've read good things about it, so here we are. Let's take a look at Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice for the 3DS. Also, I don't have a 3DS capture card, so I'm gonna steal footage from other people's YouTube channels. This thing's expensive, man. Fuck that.
Okay, so as bad as Sonic Boom was for the 3DS and even worse for the Wii U, people still bought it because it's Sonic. And I swore I wasn't gonna buy this game, but I heard people say a few good things about it here and there, so I decided I'd bite. And what did I think of it?
It was pretty good. It was alright. It wasn't great. But it was fine. And I knew that it was gonna be fine.
After the first few levels and mandatory cheesy cutscenes, I loved it. The main stages are 2D platformers where Sonic and the gang have always been at their best, but things are slower than ever this time around, and I think that's a good thing. I rarely found myself running into random objects and enemies, which was pretty much a staple of the classic Sonic series. The formula to the old Sonic games would start you off running, everyone's happy, and then you'd stop and do some slow platforming, and then almost as a reward it'd let you run around a little more until you find yourself crashing into a random enemy because the sprites are too big to react on time. In Fire and Ice, that happens way less often, but you still have to think fast, although you always have time to see the enemies coming, as well as being able to respond to things like grappling, doing the homing attack into objects, and changing from fire to ice, which is the gimmick this game is built around that I actually find pretty interesting and, dare I say, fun? Scattered throughout the levels are blocks of ice or water that you'll either have to melt or freeze depending on the situation by changing into your fire or ice forms. Doing this requires quick thinking and really keeps you on your toes. But the gameplay doesn't really change that much other than that. You can switch up between different characters who have different abilities, which is kinda nice, but for the most part you can just play as one character per stage. Knuckles has the ability to burrow into certain types of ground, which is alright I guess, and Tails can pretty much only glide this time around rather than fly, despite McDonald suggesting the latter.
Tails flies who knows how high.
That's bullshit.
Amy has a hammer that forces you to stop, use it, and then wait. By far the worst, most time-consuming, and momentum-killing ability of the game. Then you can play as Styx, who apparently is a character now since I don't even know when. Even as a fan of the Sonic series, I can't keep track of all the characters they have at this point. I'm guessing she's from the show that I've never seen. Anyway, she has a boomerang, and I like it alright, I do say, but the game's not very creative with how you use it. More stopping and waiting's involved, but whatever, at least you're using your brain. After loving the game at first, I gotta say, the levels more or less stay exactly the same, and it gets hard to find the desire to keep playing. Things change a little bit with freezing more water and lighting wicks to explode barrels, but it's just not enough, man. And I appreciate the effort of Tails' stages with the hovercraft, submarines, and what have you. But I find myself more just wanting to get them over with when I play them than anything else. At least the submarine stages are still better than Steel Diver, though. Why did Nintendo think people would care about this game? I gave it an honest chance, but God, it was so boring. Oh yeah, Sonic Boom. You also play stages where Sonic's constantly running, which I honestly like, but if you make a mistake, you have to start the whole thing over from the beginning, and it's just not as fun the second or third time around because you already remember where everything is. Then they have racing stages where you face one of Eggman's robots in a straight-up race. I have fun playing these stages, even though I feel like I shouldn't, since it has you doing laps around the same course over and over again as opposed to having a completely original start-to-finish track. But whatever, like I said, I had fun with it, so I digest.
Damn it! For the last time, anything you put on that prompter,
Cameron.
we'll read.
The overall control of the game is pretty solid and I have no complaints. The stages offer a decent amount of replayability with multiple collectibles scattered about, which are pretty fun to look for, but I gotta be honest, I just don't care to or feel like getting, so it's not really doing anything for me at this point. I mean, if I was trapped in a bomb shelter with nothing but this game, I'd be happy to search them all out, but other than that, I'm just gonna move on. And normally when I talk about any game ever, I always like the music, and while the music in this game is pretty decent, there's not enough variety in it. And another odd quirk about this game is that when you finish a level, you have to press B to exit as opposed to just pressing A to continue. Pressing A will restart the level, which I think is pretty cocky of the game to do. Like, it's assuming you had so much fun that of course you want to play it again. Watch it, Sega. And I've got to say that while I haven't 100%ed the game, it only took me about 4 days to beat. It sounds like I'm complaining a lot, but this actually isn't a bad game at all. To be fair though, most people wouldn't find it that fun, but this game has the advantage of me having the lowest expectations, so the fact that it's actually pretty good probably makes me feel like it's better than it actually is. But is the game good enough to buy?
Well, nah. I mean, if you really like Sonic the Hedgehog and you really want to give this game a chance, then go ahead and knock yourself out. You're not going to feel like you've been had or tricked once again, and plus, it comes with this DVD that you're probably not going to watch, like I didn't, and I'm not going to, but hey, it's there. Free DVD aside, this game really is just a completely random Sonic game that nobody's even gonna remember 5 years from now, so unless you have extra money lying around or you just find a really good deal, you probably should just wait for Sonic Mania. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm Cameron's Vaniacs. Go fuck yourself, San Diego. Nice work, everyone. Sharp broadcast. Really good. Everyone on the floor as well. Really a lot of hustle. I liked it.